do I have it? He just got like cast on the Dancing with the Stars, and the liberals, the shit libs, are having a meltdown about it. I mean, check this out.
Killer appointment has caused a bit of a bit of an online backlash, and I think it's kind of justified.
Online backlash. See, here's what's going on. Visibly, woke lovey politics is a total fucking failure. Like, everybody knows it now, right? There is not the reason England is a shithole, and it is a shithole which government hates its populace. It's a total shit. It's not the country I grew up in, right? I would have no desire to go back to it whatsoever, and I'm very mad at what a shithole it's become. And it's because people like Sadiq Khan. And no, Sadiq, it's not because you're a Muslim. It's because you're a cunt, right? I'm sure you have plenty of Muslim cunts going around. You're one of them. I'm sure you have many Muslims who aren't cunts, right? You're not one of them, right? You're a cunt. Oh, by the way, this morning, so just proving that it's universal. Our guests who are here for Sabbath, we have three prayer. They're called minyanim. So we got three services, right, that you could join. You got the one at 7:30, the one I go to, the best. That's over by 9 o'clock. Chick chock, in and out, baby. You got the 9 o'clock minion. That one you're over by 10:30. Also, chick chock, in and out, quite nice minion. And then you got the one at 8:15, which could end up at also at 10:30. I mean, it goes on forever. I call that the minion of the cunts. Because it is. Anyway, I digress, right? I digress. The any pretense that left-wing policies, that wokedom has in any way been success is gone. It's over. Culturally, you've lost, and they're crying like bitches about it. Oh.
So the new person to be on Strictly that was announced was Tom Skinner.
Who is Tom Skinner?
If you don't know him, he was previously an apprentice, a star on The Apprentice show.
Okay, so why are you so dismissive of him? And honestly, for somebody who's so woke, he's very made up and sexualized. But Karen, I'm very shaggable is what I'm saying. You should take that as a compliment.
Did he win?
Don't know, don't watch it. But he is actually, he's sort of cultivated this online personality, and he's quite loved, sort of cheeky chap. He talks about the old, graft, and he's like, I don't know how real the accent is, but...
Yeah, don't know how real it is. Again, this is a liberal response to everything, right? Everything bad, everything. No, he's making it up, he's faking, nobody can read bad. Like, this is exactly what they're fucking like. Why? Because look outside, you dumb cunt. You try walking down Camden High Street like that right now and see how easy your life is.
This is, he's got this audience, he's quite motivational.
There he is.
But he's now veered into, and this is where it's causing an issue, Strictly has always prided itself on being quite inclusive. This is a guy who met with J.D. Vance.
You mean the president of the vice president of the United States, a self-made man who his mother was a drug addict, and homeless, right, and pulled himself up by his bootstrings, got himself through college by himself, and worked to become wealthy. Right, he built himself and married, and has loved his life. Married, by the way, to an Indian woman. Right? Oh, what an awful racist. Right? I've never seen anything about him that makes me think this man isn't a loving, genuine family man. Right? He became wealthy through the sweat of his own brow and his own determination and his own greatness. I have nothing but respect for J.D. Vance. I can understand you not liking Trump. Right? Trump will put you in your place. Right, J.D. Vance is he's so smart. That's why they hate him. Right, again, this weird narrative that Trump is Hitler is over. It's only in your fucking shrinking minuscule bubble. And let me tell you, everybody finds you exhausting. And I feel bad for them. Like, again, I see every day when I go on Facebook, I see Ian Levine post after post after post after post, and it's not, and they're all insane. They're all like, and genuinely, I love Ian Levine, right? And I see him with this being tortured by this angst, because essentially social media algorithms run by dumb cunts like this have developed, have made social media algorithms to make Ian Levine crazy. And I thought again, he's an elderly gentleman. God, he's got so much life, so much effort. He should have lived to 120, right? I genuinely mean that. I genuinely love Ian Levine, right? Unreservedly, I do, because he's such a good guy. He's done so much, right? And he's a fun guy as well. He's a fun, interesting character, right? Again, I love Ian Levine. I do not think this is not purely from love, but I'm like, it breaks me to see how he's so consumed, but everything's okay.
Over the weekend in the Cotswolds, talked about him being a proper gent, has worn a MAGA hat.
Okay, none of this is wrong. Why are you saying it like a MAGA hat? Okay, you're an arsehat.
A couple of weeks ago, he launched a tirade at the Woke Brigade based on absolutely nothing, literally like starting a fight in an open room, saying...
Maybe because you're an annoying cunt. Have you ever thought of that?
Wokies were coming after his full English.
Isn't that inclusive, though? I understand you wouldn't agree with his politics or what he stands for, the people that he meets. But if we're going to talk about being inclusive, we have to be inclusive of all political...
Okay.
You mean like the majority of the country? Right? Literally the majority of the country. Right? Should we be inclusive? No! 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 We have to exclude them because then people might think they're not crazy and then we can't control them as easy as we are. No! And that's what's going on.
But is the BBC, to be fair to Narinda, who is a fellow Jeremy Vine show panellist, right? She actually took to Twitter and I backed what she said, because would there be, because he's quite outspoken, he's obviously quite populist on what seems to be the right. I personally bookmarked this. I reckon he's going to be a Reform candidate eventually. I think that the equivalent for
You're saying it like an insult and they're the most popular party in the country. I don't particularly like them, right? I like, Rupert Lowe, right? I think by the time, if they wait till 2029, he could well be Prime Minister. Man, I would feel bad for Nigel Farage. I really would. But fuck, it's in the arse. There's nothing wrong with that. Most people like that. You're fucking crazy. Why shouldn't we include the majority? Right? I said you want to include the minorities. Can we include the majority as well, darling? No! Because then now we know. Woke's over. We know.
The person, certainly a person of colour or a woman of colour, on the other side of politics, would not get a stab at Strictly.
What my question is...
Are you out of your fucking mind? I can't remember the last time there was a woman with a vagina on the BBC. Right? There's chicks with dicks wall to fucking wall. Really? Do you think they're an oppressed underclass? Are you out your fucking mind? What? Jesus.
How did he get to be barbecue buddies with the Vice President of the United States?
Yeah, that's a bit concerning.
But the reason he's done that, so JD Vance engaged with him after his ridiculous tweet.
On Twitter.
His ridiculous tweet.
Yes. That everybody agreed. Yeah, listen, you guys are a nightmare. You got to understand, you guys are fucking, you're poison. We all hate you. And that's why you bully us, right? Because you know how much we fucking hate you, right? Now, I'm not wishing harm on you, but come on, you woke fucks. We all hate you, right? And that's why you've had your boot on our neck for the last 7 years.
Let's have a look at a social media post from Thomas Skinner, for those of you who have no idea who he is. Here he is.
Good morning and happy Wednesday, you lovely, lovely people.
Okay. I like this guy. I don't like cunt face over there. What the hell?
Now, of course, we're in Dino's Cafe. It's the cracker doll. And look what I've got today. An absolute governor breakfast. Keep on smashing life. Up the grafters. Don't give up. Love to you and your family.
Up the grafters. Love to you and your family. Bloody hell. This guy's awesome.
So JD Vance loved that, and they...
Oh, no,
connected.
JD Vance loved his tweet where he basically went on this tirade. He said, I'll say this once and I'll say it straight. Stop bending over backwards for the woke brigade.
Yeah, you! Stop doing that. You're right. We've made you think you matter, and you don't. It was a terrible mistake.
Who gives
Right, so when
half
you got
of them get offended by a full English? Who?
They do. You do. You're offended by you presented nothing. He met with J.D. Vance. I'm like, yeah. We were selected as a candidate by the most popular party in England. Yeah. I'm not following you. Right.
Who gets offended by a full English?
Okay, it was a joke, you dumb cunt. Fuck me. And I tell you, it would be to that young lady's advantage if he would just stop referring to her as a dumb cunt to her face, right? It will be to her advantage because the first part of getting over a problem is knowing you have a problem. And it's dumb cuntery. Oh, you got to stop with the dumb cuntery. I have noticed, right? I was talking about this yesterday. We did a segment on this today. How much crazier, woke progressives are becoming, right? And they're absolutely, and they like, I just had a thing on Facebook that Brian Williamson, again, I like Brian Williamson, great artist, right? He posted this thing quoting Trump at the Kennedy Center honors, and what was it? It was actually fun, and I heard Trump doing it, and it was a bit, right? It was clearly a comedic bit. It was very funny, and he put this thing out saying, in quotes, Trump saying, since 1978, the Kennedy Center honors have been amongst the most prestigious in the world. I wanted one, never was able to get one. I would have taken it. I waited and said, the hell with it. I'll become the chairman. I'll give myself an honor. Next year we'll honor Trump, okay? He was doing a bit. It was just comedic. It really genuinely was comedic. And if you see it, there's no way you can be sane and go, oh, yeah. Yeah, he means that every 100%, right? 100% he means that. Again, they're just getting crazy, right? They're crazy. And why are they getting crazy? Because everything he's doing is working. Like, I don't know what the result of the Ukraine-Russia thing will be. If Zelensky can find a way to keep the war going, he will find a way to keep the war going. I am sure of it, right? But I think, honestly, and this has always been my prediction, Trump's going to end up smelling of roses, right? And he kind of is already. Let's check out some of these things, right? Which is just amazing when you think about it. So was it last week? He called out the National Guard to about 800 National Guard to patrol the streets of DC, and because it was a shithole. It really was a shithole. Let me see if I hang on. National Guard DC. I spelled guard wrong. Hang on. Because I saw some clips there of like cleaning away tent cities. And I was like, yeah. Again, you don't want your cities to be shitholes. I'm sorry these people are homeless. Right, we gotta work out a way to make them not homeless. Now, National Guard cleans DC. Let's see what that comes up with. I can't find the clip, but it's essentially them taking down a tent city, and I'm like, oh, yeah. I mean, like, again, I don't understand why Paris, why London, why all these great cities look like shitholes, full of find somewhere else for them to go. Your countries look like embarrassments, and they really do. I mean, Paris used to be beautiful. God, it's a shithole. London used to be lovely. It's a shithole, and there is so much denial about it. The snooty aristocracy, essentially. But anyway. It's generally speaking working because here was this from DC. Yeah, this is what it looks like now, and this is what it should. This used to be a tent city like about 2 or 3 days ago.
You cannot tell me this is not benefiting us. It's definitely doing what it's supposed to do. I don't care who versus who, what they mean by what. Baby, it's clean and beautiful, like how we like.
Yeah, I like, again, Here's the thing. Leftists are the enemy of civilization, right? And the more you have civilization, the angrier they get. They've been trying to destroy it for so long, right? You know, they get, yeah. And this is the average feeling right now, I think, in America. Forget the what CNN tells you.
For a third term.
I would like Trump to be the dictator of this motherfucker. I like that white man. Y'all think it's a joke.
Man, Trump should run for a 5th term, a 6th term. He should run a marathon. I don't know. He should run for everything, man. He should run for a top 5 rappers that are alive. I don't know. Donald Trump should run for everything, man. I think if Donald Trump had an ice cream truck company, it'd be the best ice cream truck company in the world. Whatever he does.
And you know, Donald Trump's listeners go, yeah, he's right. He's right. It would, if I had an ice cream truck company, it would be the best ice cream truck. I feel sorry for the other ice cream truck company, which is why I don't have an ice cream truck company, because I don't want to put all the other ice cream truck companies out of business and make them feel sad, because I'm a very nice person.
Whatever he puts his hand on, it turns into gold.
Do you think Trump should run for a third term?
Man, Trump needs to run for 100 terms.
Why?
He keeping us safe. He got on lockdown. Ain't nobody gonna with us as long as Big Trump in the office.
Should Trump run for a third term?
No, he shouldn't run for a third term. He should just be president for life.
Why?
Because we need a dictator. We need somebody like Trump who doesn't give a fuck and does whatever he wants and puts the American people first. I know that the economy is booming. I know that illegal immigration is at an all-time low. I know that businesses are thriving. I know that the streets are cleaned up. And I know that America is being restored to its most prosperous state, which it was, not anymore, but now it is again. So yeah, I think he should be allowed to just stay in office.
Do you think Trump should run for a third term?
Absolutely. If he can, I hope he can run for 5 terms. All I know is I get up every single day. I don't prefer listening to the news. Every single time I turn on the radio, bad news, bad news, bad news, stupid dog from Biden. And now if I turn it on for 5 minutes, all I hear is one more great thing, one more great thing, one more great thing. And then I go to NPR for a few minutes when the commercials come on. Trump is a danger to democracy. It's like the most ridiculous clown-ass bullshit you ever heard.
Yeah, again, we see through your bullshit. And it's not just we. Bill Maher, I'm very impressed. He really put his finger on the cultural pulse and saw which way the wind was blowing. Yeah, I mean, look, this is something I think this week.
As for Trump, he's got this idea that America is still the biggest swinging dick in the world, and we have not used our power as much as we should. That's what the tariffs are about. We have the power to change these people's, other nations' trading practices with us, some of which were out of line. I'm surprised that people went along with it as much as they did. So he wasn't completely wrong about that. He said, look, NATO hasn't been paying their fair share. I'm going to make them do that. He wasn't wrong about that. And I'll tell you this, one thing about him that I know, I'm not going to tell you how I know.
Again, listen, Bill Maher vehemently hated Trump like a year ago, hated him in every fight. I think he just, I don't know if he is really being fair or he's just smelling the way the wind's blowing, right? But he's looking at this going, this shit is pretty darn good. DC is a shithole. Now it's nice.
But a lot of people have seen the same thing. He really does hate war. Right. He really does not like it when people die in war. There's 4 different wars.
Yeah, listen, Bill Maher, but again, I think he's just being honest, frankly. But look, that's why they're so crazy. And they are. Oh, they're so crazy. So great. And I feel bad for them. You know, I really genuinely do. I genuinely feel bad for all these people. You know, I just want to tell you, it's not so bad. Things are going to be okay, right? You don't need to worry so much, right? It's all okay, baby. Right? Genuinely, it's all fine. Nothing to worry about. The revolution has begun. The revolution has begun, and it's a very effective revolution. There's a Raise the Colors campaign going on, very, very, very grassroots, of people raising the Jules Cross and the Union Jack. I was listening to, a card of Sargon, the Lotus Eaters guy, and he made a very good point, which I think I agree with, and that it's very important not to use the Union Jack, but to use the Jules Cross, right? Because what you're doing right there, you're laying dominance, you're claiming dominance on this land, on this place, right? You're saying this is England, right? This is why they want to cover it with Palestinian flags. This is why they want to cover it with LGBT flags, like rainbow flags, because they wanted to take England away from you. And now people have woken up and they said enough, right? They said enough. And it's the best protest ever because what they're doing, there's no real argument against it, especially after the last 2 years of flying. Yeah, again, after the last 7 years, flying relentless rainbow flags, relentless Palestinian flags, right? Any flag but from me. And the councils, they hate it. Oh, they hate it so much because they're very clear. They want to be dominant. They want their anti-British, anti-Western civilization crowd to be the dominant force. And the British are saying, nah, in a very British way as well, right? And I think it's really working because it's making them crazy, right? And they're going to get crazier and crazier and crazier. Where is this? Let me find raise the flags. Is this the one?
Which you've displayed here.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get to it in a minute. Somebody's seething with anger, that guy. Is this it? Yeah, this must be it. I think it's one of them. Again, these are just people. Like people just went around putting the rainbow flags up everywhere, went around putting the Palestinian flags up everywhere, right? It's just people doing that.
You got to hold and give, but do it at the right time. You can be slow or fast, but you must get to the line. They'll always hit you and hurt you.
It's going on everywhere, and boy, if you live in England too, I encourage you to do this.
Defend and attack. There's only one way to beat them. Get round the back. Catch me if you can, because I'm the England man.
So yeah, this is making the wokey councils insane. Oh, so glorious to hear people doing it over here. Again, just like they did with those rainbow flags, right? Thank God they're gone. Oh, I mean, they're not gone. Are they gone or did we just get used to them? I don't know. Here, look, I love this. Yeah, it's a really good idea, right? Just fill in all the potholes. They'll never be able to get to it. Anyway, but of course, those that hate England hate seeing this flag, right? And I'm going to ask you, if you hate England, why are you so insistent on living there? Because they hate it so much, they want to destroy it, right? They really genuinely want to destroy it.
Which you've displayed here. Those are the flags which the British Army marched into places like India, Pakistan, Bengal, Africa, and colonized 25% of the world.
Yeah. And you're still here, right? You have this incredible life, and they're all rushing to get here because England made a freaking wonderful world, a wonderful country that everybody wants to be a part of. Yeah, exactly. And that's the point. That's why you wanted to put your Palestinian flags up. That's why you want your rainbow flags, because you want to know you're the dominant people. You're not. Oh, this is gorgeous. I mean, honestly, I love it. I absolutely adore it. Yeah, and I'm like super patriotic for Israel, right? But this is lovely. Oh, this is lovely. It only took a week to break Starmer. Like he cracked almost instantly because there's nothing you can really say. The only argument is some like, administrative piece of bollocks. Yeah, and you should love your flag because England's freaking awesome, right? England is, by every stretch of the imagination, freaking awesome. Here, 1 second. But of course, yeah, people. This is not the one. Hang on. Very, very, very opposed to it. Where is this? Is this the one? Oh, here's the first one. But then where it goes is fascinating. Hang on. Is this it? Yeah, and this is where it goes. Where am I? Doink. And you get to see the intelligentsia, right? Meet the British people, and they don't like it. I remember, who was it? Newsnight, where it had, what was his name? Sharon Chakrabarti, and I think it must be a Reform MP or something going on, or councillor, and they're saying like, look, we want to leave the ERH, right? And they're like, oh no, not the European Court of Human Rights. No, I wouldn't want to live in a country like that, darling. Nobody wants to live in a country with it, right? Nobody wants to live in a country with it. Yeah, so doink.
Teeth of seeing the Palestine flags all over the place in cities like even Stoke-on-Trent, but parts of Birmingham as well.
I mean, look, to me, they're a Nazi flag. I mean, literally 2 weeks ago, they perpetrated a hoax. Oh, who's that? Hang on. Is that the BBC? No, let's see who this is. It's a local number. Hello? Ah, piss off. It's a fucking voicemail in Israel. Leave me alone. Give me alone. Look. Less than 2 weeks ago, they were perpetrating a hoax that Israel was starving Palestinian babies, right? Because we're so evil, right? These are scum. I mean, honestly, and like, I'm sorry. The reality is the Palestinian people 100% supported October 7th.
But why are you sick to the back teeth of seeing the Palestinians?
Because
they're fucking terrorist cunts.
Because this is not Palestine, this is the United Kingdom, and in this country, our flag should be flying and our flag only.
In Birmingham, we celebrate St. Patrick's Day. They have a parade, and the Irish flag gets waved.
Let me ask you: do you think St. Patrick's Day is of the similar culture to the Union Cross? And do you think the Palestinian flag is of a similar culture? Let me just remind you: Palestinian culture really up for raping people because they don't like it, because they hate Jews.
Can wave flags if they want, but on flag poles, on a lamppost, if people want to show their patriotism, then that's absolutely fine with me.
And the reason they put the flags up is to show their dominance over you, right? This is such a great campaign.
I don't want to see.
So when we had the Ukraine, we had the Ukraine flag a lot. Were you sick to death of that as well?
Well, I think
again, it's a European country, so it has a somewhat different connotation, doesn't it?
That's an entirely separate argument at the time of the conflict.
So then they go into it in a little bit more detail, and oh boy, again, you see everything that's wrong about the British intelligentsia, right? Everything that's wrong about them.
And of children and the killing of innocent people.
Yeah, that was a lie. That was a lie perpetrated by pieces of shit like not Leo, the guy. Hamas has agreed to a ceasefire deal. Fuck them. The reason they're agreeing to a ceasefire deal because Israel's finally going to invade and wipe them out completely. Their invasion, and that's why their invasion plans are so solid, right? Because it's the ultimate leverage. And their ceasefire deal, fuck them. The only ceasefire deal should be disarm and leave. Right, that's what you get to do, Hamas: disarm and leave.
But should he be allowed to do that?
Well, the killing of innocent people started October the 7th, when we saw that Hamas come in and butcher 14.
Well, I think some people will say on all sides it probably started way before October.
Yeah. No, actually, it started in 1948 when you lied and lied and lied and lied. People of a similar color to you, right? I don't put people's skin color in this everybody in the same basket, but you seem to be very much of that similar skin color worldview that England's awful, right? And the Western civilization is awful. Yeah, there was a thing called the 1948 War of Independence. We called it Yom Ha'atzmaut, where we successfully survived an attack from 5 surrounding armies. And we had our territory cut in half, but we had a workable state, right? And we just our survival. And what did people like this call it? They call it the Nakba. Because they lied and lied and lied through their fucking teeth, because that's all they know how to do is lie and lie and lie through their fucking teeth. And they know they were evil devil men. They raped and murdered. They ate children, then they starved them. Really? After they yes, they're that bad. Yeah, so I'm sorry that you want to perpetrate this Jew-hating hoax, right? And look, Kev, if Hamas is agreeing to ceasefire deal, this is today or yesterday. Right, it's been thoroughly debunked now, but not to the intelligentsia chattering classes. Again, and they were exactly the same before World War II. They were the exact same people were in bed with Hitler. The academia, intelligentsia, the arts. So you're all in bed with Hitler. Like, whoa, he's a strong hand. He's going to make everything better.
The 7th, actually. But the point is...
Adil, what's the reason for this? The reason is Hamas has literally got its own doctrine that it wants to eradicate the Israeli state and the Jew.
But so is that...
And they actually want to kill all Jews. That's in the doctrine.
Basically, Iran,
that is also in the Likud Party.
Also wants to do that.
No, it's fucking not. No, it's fucking not. We don't want to kill all Muslims. We don't want to kill all Palestinians, you lying piece of shit. No, we don't. We want to have our country and we want to survive, and we offered the Palestinian state over and over and over and over again. In fact, why is Gaza the shithole, hellhole that it is? Because we left in 2005 so they can form a state, and they got billions of dollars. Instead of putting that into building a state, they put it into killing Jews, because that's what they care about.
It's also in Netanyahu's party charter as well.
No, Netanyahu is defending Israel's right to exist, to live, to breathe.
I mean, this moral equivalent, you are absolutely got your head up your ass.
Palestinians would probably... I'm just putting...
Okay, Palestinians would be able to live and breathe really easily if only they gave up on killing Jews, right? If only they gave up on murdering Jews because they're Jews, then we would have peace. In a second, overnight, right? That's the only obstacle to peace. That Palestinians want to murder Jews because they're Jews. And that's the only reason. Somebody else say to me on Facebook a week ago, said, well, aren't the Palestinians just fighting to protect themselves? No, the reason they're being bombed into the Stone Age, and they are, is because they won't give up on murdering us. That's it. That's it. And murdering if we're lucky. Rape, murder, and torture, more likely.
It's like the Palestinians would say the same thing.
Yeah, they would, because they're lying cunts.
They're defending their right to exist.
Well, Palestine was self-governed from 2005. Israel withdrew from there.
But you're not saying that do you admit there's a forced starvation of
nope.
children going on in Gaza right now?
I don't believe there's a forced starvation, no. While I believe what's going on in Gaza is a very difficult situation where aid is trying to get to the front line. And we're trying to make sure Hamas are not commandeering...
Again, I want to tie this back to the British flag, right? Because you've got to understand, this is the dividing line that we're living in right now. You can either be on the side of us in Israel against these inhuman animals that want to destroy your society, right? Or you can be on the side of the inhuman animals that want to destroy Western civilization. Right? That is your, and it's so clear how the demarcation has happened.
Aid trucks, as they have been doing, and using aid as a weapon to feed in bits their own people in order to keep their people on their side.
Plus, they staged the pictures of the kids starving, right? It's 100% been staged, right? Or they pick pictures of kids that had nothing to do with Gaza, right? They have some kind of bone disease or muscular disease. Oh, look at what you've done to them. Right? It's disgusting what they've done. And yes, 85 to 89% of all aid that's gone into Gaza has gone straight to Hamas and not to the people who needed it, right? That's why the Americans and Israelis set up a different distribution system to take the power away from them. That's why they started the starvation hoax right there, because they can't survive without the aid, right? They can't, and they just take, and now it's going back in as it was before. They take everything. They made $500 million out the aid last year. Right? And you want to blame the Jews? Of course you want to blame the Jews. You know why? It's easier than blaming your fucking self, isn't it?
Keep the international narrative going.
So all the UN aid agencies, Save the Children, UNICEF, will keep saying that this is not true. Are they all lying? Or are they?
Well, you mean like you have a whole organization that's systemically racist, like the BBC? I mean, that's not you, the BBC. But, do I believe that? Well, yes, actually I do. Actually, I do. Right? That's why you have people working for the UN involved in the raids of October, the murdering, the rapes of October the 7th.
Be part of Hamas? What are you suggesting?
Well, let's not forget, with some UN workers, we did find out they were part of Hamas. Obviously, that's been uncovered and undocumented, which is why we stopped giving aid through normal channels, which was the right thing to do at that time. And the reality...
I mean, this guy's great. He's running rings around whoever the schmuck is.
Is that we've got a situation which was not the making of Israel, was the making of Hamas. Hamas have used billions of pounds of aid, international...
Okay, former Tory deputy chairman. Why can't he be the leader of the Tories? This is the most base Tory I've ever seen.
To build tunnels, buy weapons, and live in luxury in Qatar for their leadership, whilst the people have not had the investment into their schools and into their education system, not had the investment into their towns. And
you make a very good point about the Qatar thing, but the allegation is that Netanyahu facilitated that in many ways.
Yeah, it's called an allegation, right? And we get lots of allegations, right? My allegation is that you're a shit-eating cunt, right? Have a guess whose allegation is more likely to be correct. I think mine.
Well, but just on the children point then, the UK is putting a plan together. The UK government is putting a plan together to allow 30 to 50 Gazan children.
Oh, fantastic. Good for them. That's the brain trust of Keir Starmer and David Lammy working together. The government, who everybody adores and loves.
To come over here for medical aid. Do you agree with that? Or do you think hostages should be released before even that happens then?
So I'm not uncompassionate. I don't think the British...
It's an interesting question, actually. That is an interesting question. I think I would... Honestly, I'll support you getting like 50,000, 100,000. a million. Take as many as you like, right? Take as many. It's not like it's going to make things any worse.
British people are as well. I think if there are children who, through no fault of their own, have fallen victim to...
Well, what's the likelihood they're going to show up and they're going to be like 30-year-olds with Kalashnikovs? No, I'm 5. Really, no.
Weapons being dropped on them, whether that be bombs or bullets, and they need some sort of support, then there should be. My concern would be, is this then a route to start allowing people to come via asylum system? Because there is rumour that there will be family members allowed to then apply into the asylum system. We should not be.
I support the Labour government. Take them all! Have fun there, England! You have fun, okay? We're groovy.
Using this as an opportunity to enter
although we did have a system in for Ukraine, didn't we?
But very different, sir.
Yeah, again, Ukraine have a roughly similar culture. Yeah, again, that's the elephant in the room none of them can deal with. Right? Ukraine has a roughly similar culture.
Where, let's forget, the Egyptians and the Jordanians don't even want people from Gaza into their country because they know Hamas runs rife amongst their population.
But they have in the past. There's many Palestinians.
No, they haven't. No, I haven't. You lying piece of shit. No. There's more barbed wire between Egypt and Gaza than there is between Israel and Gaza.
Palestinian refugees living in all those surrounding countries. But Jonathan Ashworth...
No, an absolute lie.
Rupert Lowe wrote a letter to the government yesterday morning saying that he was concerned about this government system to bring children over. Are we right to do that? There'll be some people at home saying the NHS is already under strain, but are we right?
As I said, take as many as you like.
Right to allow 30 to 50 Gazan children to come out.
I mean, Rupert Lowe,
get medical aid.
I mean, Rupert Lowe would say that. I mean, he's so obnoxious and extreme. Is he?
The doctor said extreme. How's he extreme? Right? How's he extreme? Again. 3 weeks ago, you were saying chicks are dicks, right? You know, that was the thing. Now you backed off from that because everybody's run screaming from it.
Even been kicked out of the Reform Party. Look, of course we should be doing more to support children, to help children.
What about Israeli children, you cunt? No, they don't fucking matter, do they? No, they're just Jews.
Offer the medical aid and
hotels and driving lessons and PlayStations. And maybe a stipend, right, and immunity from raping English women. Yeah, of course they should.
You treat children.
By the way, did you mind the children, all the children being raped by your Muslim grooming gangs that you protected, right? Because you didn't want to lose your Muslim vote.
Our hospitals. What we are seeing in this part of the world is absolutely heartbreaking and intolerable. Of course, Hamas are evil butchers.
Of course, but we're going to treat them better than the Jews because they're not Jews.
And of course, we should have the unconditional release of all hostages.
Well, I don't think that's what your prime minister holds. It's certainly not what David Lammy thinks. Man, I can't stand any of these people. Anyway, now I've lost the button to play. Where'd it go? I'm over it. Hang on, doink.
But children are starving.
And do you think it's a forced starvation?
Innocent, yeah. No. Innocent,
No, it's not a forced starvation, other than by Hamas.
Aid is not being allowed in. Innocent lives are being lost all the time in that part of the world. Yes, of course we need a ceasefire. I have long called for a ceasefire.
No. We need a surrender. We need Hamas to surrender. Disarm and fuck off. That's what you need to happen. And then it's all over. Why are you not for that? Why you want this raping, murdering scum to retain their arms and position? Why? For what? I mean, like, you're willing to sacrifice all these children being starved, apparently, just to protect Hamas? You guys are weird.
I wanted my party to come out much earlier for a ceasefire than they actually did. I mean, we do support a ceasefire now, but we should have come out much sooner to call.
Again, you know, Hamas is the one that rejects ceasefires.
For a ceasefire, because it was obvious that this was heading for absolute humanitarian catastrophe. And I hope.
I mean, maybe you might want to call it humanitarian catastrophe, but it's far less of the humanitarian catastrophe in Syria right now, where the Druze are being slaughtered and raped and beaten.
The ceasefire. I mean, look, I've got little. I don't feel very positive about it because we've seen these false starts so many times in this dreadful conflict. But I hope we do get a ceasefire, and I hope the world can put.
I honestly, if the Trumpster can pull off Ukraine, and I hope he can, that'd be wonderful. If he can pull off a Ukraine-Russia deal, I think all eyes are on that next. And I would love to see Hamas get decimated.
It's international and diplomatic efforts into bringing about a sustainable peace and indeed a viable Palestinian state alongside a secure Israel.
Yeah. How about the one called Jordan? That seems pretty darn viable, doesn't it? Anyway, to pick us up a little bit. By the way, no, before we move on, I saw this video, and this explains what the Palestinian war system is really all about. Check this out; it's wonderful. Then there's also, however bad your job is, keep in mind, it's not this job, right? It's not this job. Look at that! Holy shit!
这么脏！哎呀，好在有这个清洁阿姨天天来这里扫地。
I don't know what
辛苦了，辛苦了。
ladder. Well, it better be Sidney fucking Sweeney. Listen, just so you know, if you're younger, you're going to get old one day, but it does not end when you're old. Check this out. This is wonderful. Let's watch that again. Oh, that's freaking wonderful. But I've been burger obsessed. I mean, like, genuinely burger obsessed. Is this their main burger? No. That's one of the shredded beef ones. Another one, the other one. But no, they get their main burger is. Again, these ones are like labeled too much to eat. I think that might be the main burger, and it's really good. Oh, it is fan-freaking-tastic, right? So we went out to the other burger place last night, and the point is this: I was sitting outside. It was like 8:30 at night. The weather was gorgeous. It was like it was hot out all day, but it's like cool at night. And we're in this place. I hadn't been there before. It's in a town called Renana, which is like a nicer town, and. It was this like weird little like community center, shopping center type of thing with like these really, really nice shops, and interesting shops. You had like this, bakeries and ice cream stores, and this one called Moses Burger. But it was late summer, as we all know, and there were like groups of like teenagers hanging out, playing with it. It was like a skate park sort of thing. It was like really, really pretty, right? And it was lots of kids, like, just kind of hanging out. I think kids, like, teenagers. And I was like, oh, man. I was sitting there in the warm breeze eating this gorgeous burger. It's called the Say Cheeseburger, which is not as good as the Wings Burger. I was looking around and saying, this is what people are so mad about in England, right? This is what I grew up with. It used to be safe, right? It used to be safe in England. And it's not anymore, right? Which is a crying shame. It used to be safe in London, and it's not anymore. And it really is a crying shame because, like, you got the You've got these really dodgy people from foreign climes who do not have anywhere near the same social mores and understandings as Westerners do, right? They're much more violent. They're much more criminal, right? And again, I want to be clear. If you come from a different society where you've got to be tougher to survive, then, that's what it's got to be. But we're a much more genteel society in England, right? But, I realized that the England's being run by permanent secretaries, right? The civil service, the head of the civil service, who were brainwashed about 20 years ago in university to absolutely hate the Western world and want to destroy it. And that's genuinely what I think they want to do. I think that was the point of the rainbow flags everywhere. I think that's the point of the letting the Palestinians scream. People scream their head off in the name of the Palestinians because, the weirdly, right, everything about Western values is represented in Israel-Palestine, right? And that's why I'm always amazed that people just don't see through the defamations like really easily. So you're trusting people who are wrong about everything or lie about everything. I said, well, they might. No, it's also who made this point today? I can't remember. It was somebody on Talk TV, I guess. So whoever was saying that if we had cell phone technology and social media in World War II, we will probably be a little bit horrified about how the British and the Allies prosecuted that war, which was incredibly violent, with that, doing war crime after war crime after war crime after war crime. But what can you do? It's war. The idea of there being war crimes, I think, is somewhat farcical. War in itself is a crime. So it's. But it's. And it's really come clear in the raise the colors campaign, which is born fruit, right? Let me show a video of it. Which is born fruit. Epping won the right to get rid of the migrants, but they did it with this really kind of sneaky way. It was like when they arrested and put Al Capone in prison for tax evasion, right?
Oh, God, was like, look at this guy.
Some very what's the word I'm looking for? Procedural way. Essentially, you needed planning permission to be able to turn your hotel into a migrant center, right? Which gives a voice to the local people who will scream like banshees to the council and will say, and they'll deny the planning permission. But people must have been paid off. Anyway, this campaign, the Raise the Colors campaign, has been incredibly successful, right? And it's shown the true agenda. They hate England. They hate Western civil. They hate it with every fiber of their being, right? And because there's nothing really to complain about this, right? I mean, what is it? What are you going to say? They're putting an English flag up. Again, you spent last how many years putting up all these flags that we said, oh, shut the fuck up with your stupidity. And oh, no, you're nuts if you say that, right? We spent, how many years we've been 8 years? Fuck off. And now we put a flag up you don't like. Fuck me, they want to tear them down. And the faster they tear them down, the more they go up.
Guys, look, this is where I live at Canary Wharf on the Isle of Dogs. It's called Raising the Colours. So every lamppost, look, hold on, let's zoom in. Can you see it? Every single lamppost has got a St George's Cross or a Union Jack.
This is why, and I'm as a deeply middle-class person, I was born in a deeply middle-class, semi-detached, in North London. I wasn't born there. I was raised there, right? And there my parents worked hard and they got a nice bungalow in Bushy, which is like more north, right? A bit more posh, right? It was the dream. I am pure middle. If you cut me in half, I'm like Brighton Rock. It just says middle class all the way through. With that said, the working classes should be the only people in control of England, right? They are always right about everything, always, right? And literally always right. And and it's a working class revolution. And mainly against the middle and upper classes.
So this is to defy our government to say, no, we have all had enough. So congratulations to the boys that put it up, and thank you so much. Hold on, I'm going to show you some more now.
I don't know who this woman is, but she's lovely. She's why England is great, right? England is full of wonderful people like this. It used to be wonderful going to the pub, and you had a bunch of different personalities, and I guess the alcohol helped too. But you all could have a laugh together, right? Even if you had a fight together, you could also have a laugh together as well.
Oh my God, all I can see is flags everywhere. Hold on, I'll show you some more. Every single lamppost. Oh my God.
This woman should be reading the news. I love her.
Oh my God, look at...
Oh my days, go, stop.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it. So, government, put that in your pipe and smoke it. People have literally had enough. Yes, everyone, come on, let's unite, get these flags up and... yeah, show the government that we're sick of it. Put them all in your windows, put them absolutely everywhere.
And they get, who would have thought, and it shows a lot, right, that the George Cross is a symbol of resistance. And that's what it's come to. The George Cross has become a symbol, and good for them. Winston Churchill will be proud. Winston Churchill will be proud that George Cross is a symbol of decency, morality, and resistance in the face of this awful, dehumanizing socialism, pretty much indistinguishable from that of the National Socialists. Now, instead of National Socialists, they're Global Socialists. That's their nation. The nation is globalism.
I'm just so proud of our boys. Thank you so much. Look at them all.
Oh, good on you, darling. Good on you. On the other side of the Atlantic, J.D. Vance is doing well, right? I started off saying we always have a debate: is he anti-Semitic? People don't know where he is, right? I like him either way, right? I like him either way, but like I like his honesty and how he just points things out.
I'm highly skeptical that a majority of DC residents don't want their city to be.
Yeah, there was a poll saying majority of DC residents object to the National Guard like cleaning up the city and making it safe for people.
To have better public safety and more reasonable safety standards within Washington, D.C. I don't know what poll you're talking about. Maybe the same polls that said Kamala Harris would win the popular vote by 10 points. Okay.
Yeah, one of those polls.
We're going to stop there. We're going to grab a quick bite with some of the soldiers here and the National Guardsmen who are keeping the city safe again. I just want to say we're grateful to these guys. You guys are making D.C. safe again. We're proud of you and we're grateful to you. Thank you.
Again, I hope he's not anti-Semitic. I really like him. Said something about Tucker Carlson, but I really hope he's not anti-Semitic. I mean, like, man, I can't remember there was a politician that you could respect as much as J.D. Vance, right? Man, it came from nothing. Came from absolutely nothing, worked hard, and made himself into the vice president, probably the president of the United States. It's such a story of Americana, right? I really hope he becomes president in 2028, right? Or when's the next one? 2028, yeah? Is it? It was 25 to 60. Yeah, 28. Because again, for a drunk addict mother who put herself through recovery, helped all the way to her son, put herself through school. Brilliant. Just and again through hard work and good morals. Genuinely, it's that. I got nothing but respect for J.D. Vance. Here he is again. Talk about the same thing somewhere else.
This is the guy who thinks people don't deserve law and order in their own community.
He's so good at like being a politician because he doesn't seem slimy.
How did it go? Hey guys, thank you.
You can always tell about how triggered people get, how good a job they're doing. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.